Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't touch that dial. Well, this show here is going to be about Black History Month. We're going to talk about some good things, some bad things, and I'm meeting a new personality, which I just met for the first time this morning, so I don't know too much about him, so he's going to have to tell me what he does, who he is, where he's from, what he's doing, and why he's doing it. So this is a type of show that is good for everybody to watch, and it's sort of talking about history, and we're talking about what's in the future, and it's talking about diversities, and it's talking about people getting along with people, and that's the main objective of anything that we are here as citizens of this community. So without further ado, I'll introduce him like they do in Madison Square Garden. I don't know what his weight is, about 156 pounds. From, he'll have to tell you where he's from. Howard Scott.
All right.
Okay, welcome to the Hank Cisco Show. All right, now, I want to hear what you got to say and what you're doing in Norristown, okay? Now, tell me something about yourself.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you so very much, Hank. For
no problem. I'll send you the bill. Don't worry about it.
And I want to thank the producers and everyone here. I don't know why I'm here, except that I'm supposed to be here, because when I first got to Norristown, I hated it.
Yeah?
It was too slow. I come from New York.
Oh, yeah?
By way of Jersey, I'm here. And I'm like, okay, God, for some reason you got me here. So I went back to Jersey. He said, no, come back to Norristown.
Okay.
I settled in, and I said, you know what? I'm a Norristonian.
Okay.
So now I'm here almost 2 years.
2 years.
And I'm here because I am a person of the people.
Okay.
And when I say the people, that means all the people.
Okay.
That means my white people friends, my black people friends, my Hispanic
I want to know some
people
of your white friends. You got any white friends?
Most of my friends are white. You probably don't believe that, but if I take you up to my church in King of Prussia, the Hope Community Church there, you'll know the difference. Right. Anyway, there's a gentleman who I met here a white guy. His name is Al Deslitz. Yeah. Now, he has a ministry called Hope Ministry.
Yeah.
And he gives furniture to people in Norristown.
Need it. Well.
Yeah. So he gets the furniture for free. He puts it on his truck, and he delivers it to Norristown.
Free.
Free.
Good.
So I said, okay, I want to do some volunteer work.
All right.
So this outfit is one outfit. I have 50 of them. But my jean outfit is the one I really do my work in.
All right.
So I get on the truck, and we haul the furniture up to the second floor, the third floor, what have you. Anyway, I'm all...
What's wrong with Norristown that you think could be fixed up?
Well, that's a heavy question. It's not loaded.
Is there a racial problem?
I don't think there's a racial problem. I think that there's a commitment problem, meaning that in order to really achieve a goal, you have to have it crystallized. It's got to be something that you can focus on, and you got to want to know that this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So I stay away from trouble. I stay away from the
Well, then if you stay away from trouble, you're not going to get anything done.
Well, I don't...
You know, if you're going to stay in the shallow water, you know, when you get in deep water, you got to learn how to swim to get back in the shallow water, no?
Well, yes, true. Well, when I say I stay away from trouble, that means that
you're not a troublemaker.
Right, I don't make any trouble.
Oh, okay. Well, then straighten that out
now.
now.
I'm a problem fixer. I don't cause problems.
Okay.
That's what I like to do. I like to fix problems.
All right. Okay.
And so I created this institution, a very small
What's the name of it?
The Living Ground.
What do you mean by the living ground?
The living ground. That means that the ground is alive. It means that if you do the next right thing, the next right thing will happen to you. So the ground is not dead. As it says in the word, there's a place called, I'll go back to it.
Come back to it.
Lodabar. If you look in the really big book, you know, the one that everybody has, and it turns into Psalms 23, leave it open, but the dust collects and you don't get to read the rest of it. In that book is a word called Lodabar. Yeah. That means desolate, place that nothing grows.
Nothing grows.
That's the opposite of what we do at the Living Ground. See, the Living Ground, you grow. There's a seed inside of each and one.
Well, not all ground grows, like in around where the volcanoes. Can't grow anything around there.
That would be considered Lodabar.
Wow.
Nothing grows there.
Okay.
But at the living ground, people grow. There's a seed inside of each and every one of us. It has no color on it.
In other words, with the seed, when you plant the seed,
then
when I
water
die, I go in the ground, I plant a seed, and I'm going to heaven.
And these kids who are shooting this right now,
yeah,
they will be able to take your seed and continue to grow it.
I hope
so that
so.
now it comes into a big, huge acorn tree, right? An oak tree,
oak?
like this grove of oak trees. They live for thousands of years.
Huh?
They live for thousands of years.
What? Oak trees?
Yes.
Yeah, the red trees out in California.
That's right.
So?
So what I'm saying to you that we never die. But what
I know that.
I know you know that.
Our soul goes to heaven. Our soul goes to heaven.
That's right.
Right.
And so if we do the next right thing and be diligent, then we can be of service to other people, no matter who they are, no matter what color they are, what size they are.
I asked you what's wrong with Norristown. What are you going to do to fix it? You come in here, you've been here for 2 years.
I can't. You can't fix anything by yourself. You have to have a collected viewpoint, and you have to find out what needs to be done now. You have to have.
Well, what do you think got to be done?
Well, I think that we need
to
inspire.
2 years. The president was there 3 years, and he's bobbing and weaving there. Now they're saying he didn't get anything done.
Well, I did the study. I saw that there was a lot of things done.
Yeah, they got some
already
things
in
done.
4 years, and he's got 3 years, and he's got.
You're going to vote for him?
5 more.
Are you going to vote for him again?
He's the only president out of Jesse Jackson, okay, that I made sure that I registered to vote.
Oh yeah,
I voted for other presidents, but these two, I made sure. Why? Not because I thought Jesse Jackson would be a good president, no. But to make a dream come true, of Martin Luther King, who said that he looked over and he saw what he saw. He saw a dream happen. He saw no color bearings. So that's what it would say when a black man gets to be president.
You know, you come to Norristown and you got some programs, you know, to help Norristown. Norristown can use the help with a county seat. So tell me some of the programs you have that you're involved with and you're initiating here in Norristown that's going to be helpful. Tell me some of the things. What do you got, what the front burner right now?
Well, the front burner right now is we are having our 2nd annual Black History program. And this program, it really speaks volumes about,
this here.
Yeah, this one here. And it speaks volumes about what things happened in the past and what is possible to happen in the future. This is going to be happening at the Partners for Families building at 329 East Main Street on the 18th. It's on a Saturday.
Okay.
And the big part of this...
18th of what month?
February.
Okay.
This is February. This is Black History Month.
Right.
And so we have a collection of people, all kinds of people. They're going to be there. First of all, we're going to honor a number of them with awards because we did some research and we found out that they have some good things that they have done here in this community. And these are Hispanic, white, and black people who will be receiving some awards. Now, I know it's called Black History Month, and a lot of times people, they don't understand what that really means. What it means is that just like they have Irish History Month, do you know what month that is?
No.
March.
Yeah.
See,
How about Italian? What's Italian month?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Italians, I don't know.
Let me write that
I love
down.
Italians,
October.
but I don't know. Is it October?
October. Sure, that's when Columbus discovered America, October the 12th. So the whole month of October. Spaghetti, ravioli, and lasagna.
Oh, okay. Well, the Hispanics...
No, that's true.
The Hispanic month is, I think, in September, right?
Do you know Charlie Blockson? He's a great historian. Norristown, born and raised in Norristown High School.
Heard about
went to
him.
Penn State.
I heard about
He went to Temple, and now he's one of the top historians about the Underground Railroad, the whole bit. I knew his father, the whole bit.
Wow,
you know?
wow. I you
don't know him?
I know him because I've done some research, but I have never met him yet.
Now, he writes, now you're involved, you got an article in the Times Herald here, right?
Well, these are tidbits. We were...
Times Herald right here?
every day for the whole month of February,
right,
you're going to see a Black History moment.
Right.
And what I've done is I've collected a number of people who have made contribution to America, and they are going to be depicted here in the Times Herald.
Okay. And all right, now, you do this magazine.
Yes.
Why? What's
Because
the purpose? What's the purpose of this magazine?
To spread positive news for a change. That's the whole intent. Positive news for a change. We don't have no negative news in here. We don't even advertise.
Yeah, but there's a lot of hate stuff in here.
That's not hate. What's hate?
Well, I mean, hate people that did a lot of bad things.
Well, I mean, we can't look.
Yeah.
You and I can't help what happened in history.
Right.
That's something
right,
that happened.
Right.
But we don't have to live there. But we do.
Right.
We can't forget it. If they forget the Holocaust,
Right.
it's doomed to repeat.
They killed people.
They teach it
They hung people. They lynched people, didn't they?
for hundreds of years.
Right.
They made them work with no letting up for 20 hours, 21 hours in Louisiana every day of their
Yeah.
life.
Now I have a book here, La Storia, Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right here, it says here, one page here where they lynched 11 Italians that were found not guilty. Okay, went into the jail, drug them out, shot them, hung them up. Okay, and why? Because something about the Italians that were dark complected. So, it's been
It's sad.
something we have
It's
to do
sad.
something to put this together.
Yeah, it's sad.
Okay?
A lot of people look. There's Irish blacks, there's Italian blacks, there's German blacks.
Right.
That's what I was trying to explain earlier to you. They're a part of this whole universe.
Right.
This whole planet.
Right.
It started off. A life started off in Africa. That's what they say. I wasn't there.
I don't know.
I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
But that's what they say. That's what the scientists say.
If you didn't see it, it didn't happen. That's what they say in shoplifting, when the FOILA worker, he accused this guy of stealing. So the judge said, did you see him take that item and put it in his pocket? He says, no. Well, if you didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Right.
Okay? So, now, you wrote this book.
Yeah.
It's called Seeds of Growth.
Seeds grow.
Now, what was the purpose of this? Were you mad at somebody?
No. Seeds grow is a beautiful thing. A seed grew because that's why you're here on earth, because a seed grew.
You know what? There's only 4 inches of soil that we grow food. Only 4 inches, okay? And that's why you say the earth is alive.
Yes.
Because it plants and it helps grow it, right?
That's right.
Now, do you know the difference between dirt and soil?
No.
Okay. Soil is what you grow food, okay? Dirt, you find under your fingernails.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All
So that's a
right.
difference.
There you go.
All right. So this book, what's it about?
This is a collection of inspirational shorts that I wrote a number of years ago while I was editor of a weekly newspaper called Visions Weekly, which is also positive news for a change out of Newark, New Jersey. And a friend of mine was having a book fair, and they says, Howard, we really want you to be a part of this. Did you publish a book yet? I says, no, when is it? They said, well, it's going to be in November, and this was September. I says, okay, I could put something together. So I did. This book is available at Barnes & Nobles and Borders Bookstore, and it has an ISBN number. So if you go to Barnes & Nobles and say you want this book, they'll probably tell you to come back in 2 or 3 days, and they'll have it for you.
Now, this book, if some racist guy, I mean a racist guy, would read this book here, and he'd say, boy, oh boy, this guy, you most likely don't like white people. That's what some racists would think that, okay? But you have here some of the people that contribute and some of the people that were disgraced, okay? Now, I'm going to ask you, like myself, okay? Now, if you were going to go on a plane trip from here to China, you're going to be in a plane for 15 hours. What black guy would you want sitting next to you for 15 hours? And then what white guy would you want for 15 hours going across there?
That's a good question. I mean, I have
who would the guy that want to sit there? He could be a politician. He could be a sports guy.
Alive or dead?
Alive, whatever.
Alive?
No, dead or alive.
Well, Well, let's talk first about Clinton.
President Clinton. You want to go? You would 15 hours sitting next to him?
Yeah, I could learn a lot.
And what do you think we'd be talking about?
How to help Americans be
the best
that we can be. Yeah.
How about Harry Truman?
No.
You didn't like Harry Truman?
I didn't do enough study on Harry Truman to know.
Well, Harry Truman was the one that integrated in the Army.
Yeah.
The barracks. He did a lot. Johnson. Right. All right, now, what black guy would you want sitting next to you for 15 hours?
Well, if it was Martin Luther King, I could do that.
Well,
if he was still alive.
Well,
I could stand
I'm just
him
saying, dead or alive, you know?
Dead or alive, it would be Martin Luther King. Reason why is because I think he learned how to love more than any other human being, except Malcolm X, which most people don't know that Malcolm X was a real person who learned how to love in his lifetime. Right. Many of us don't learn how to do that. A lot of us have, something that's ilky that keeps on growing, the wrong way. He came out, he grew, he did his piece of time, he learned from his mistakes, got exterminated early in life, just as Martin Luther King did. Yeah. But there's a lot of people who don't understand a lot of the reasons why negativity exists is because we keep talking about negativity. If we change and we start talking about the positive things that can happen, then our neighborhoods will reflect that.
Okay. Now, you had anything to do with changing. What would you do to change the government? What would you do to change the schools? What's change the police, operation, and churches? Fast. Government, what would you do? Change it. What's wrong with government the way it's operating?
I don't think there's enough voice of the people to help govern, to govern.
Well, that's their fault. They don't go vote.
Well.
Okay. Number two, schools. What would you do to fix the schools?
I would put prayer back
what's
in
wrong
schools.
with them now?
I would put prayer back in schools.
Put the prayer. Well, that's nothing wrong with that. Okay. That's all right. All right. Police. What would you do for reference to police?
Get more of them on the beat to meet the people.
You got that. That's community policing.
That's right.
You're doing all right. I'll give you 2 points on that one.
All right.
Churches. What would you do? Take
the church
change?
And put it on the street. Get out of the church. Go help the people that need it.
You mean get out? You mean you evangelists? Like in a tent?
Whatever you want to. No. The people that go to church every Sunday, have them to do that the other 6 days, but in the street. So that now they're talking about the good things that they're learning in church on Sunday, take it out in the street during the week, meet a couple of new people every week, and invite them to a better quality of life.
All right. You say put the prayer back in school.
Yeah.
Would you want it in the morning, the afternoon, or on dismissal time?
No, it should be the first thing, just like we used to have it. Remember we used to say Pledge of Allegiance when we went to school?
You did the Pledge of Allegiance.
Same thing.
Right. When I started first, I think I was second or third grade. I was Gottwald School.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America. But then because of the war and the Germans used to do the Nazi salute, we stopped doing that. So now they just keep your hand on your.
That's how.
You know that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I used to do. I went to Columbus School in New
All right, tell me about you had some rough times growing up, right?
Well,
Tell me about your Atlanta, Georgia.
I was homeless.
I was in the Army. I was stationed in Atlanta,
I was
Georgia.
homeless in Atlanta.
Huh?
Homeless.
You're homeless?
Homeless.
So what'd you do?
To be homeless?
Yeah.
I stopped living. I was dying. I wasn't happy. I was drinking alcohol.
Right.
Okay? My mom, who was an alcoholic, didn't know she was an alcoholic.
Well, were you stealing her booze?
Well, we probably did, my brother and I. We did a lot of bad things. I was a juvenile delinquent. I was in reform school for 2 years, from 12 to 14.
Where, down in Atlanta?
No, up in New York.
New York.
In Canaan, New York. Berkshire Farm for Boys.
What's his name? Mike Tyson was up in New York. Detention centers up there.
That's right.
Right.
Well, that's where I was, Berkshire Farm, and it was beautiful for me. It got me out of the ghetto. 12 years old, I learned how to write, I learned how to read, I learned how to play the drums. I still play drums. I have a drum set at my home. I write, of course, I'm an editor. So it was a good experience. And I was glad the judge told me that I have to leave this community because I was a bad boy and go someplace where I could get redefined. And so I did, and I loved it.
Right.
At the beginning, I didn't because it was going to be change. Yeah. Change is not easy. Right. I wanted to share with you this. Have you ever seen this?
What is it?
It's a coin. It's a 50-cent piece.
Who is it?
That's Booker T. Washington.
What's Booker T?
Doing on a 50-cent piece.
What Booker T. Washington? What's the T stand for?
I can't pronounce it, but it's a long name, Toledo or something like that. Telefano or something. I can't
right,
pronounce
my
it.
paisan.
Is that right?
She must have Italian. Yeah, Telefero.
Telefero, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How come Booker T has an Italian middle name?
Because he probably has some Italian blood inside?
I guess. Or maybe he worked for an Italian, and then, in all due respect, give him the name. That could be. I don't know either one. I don't know that much about it. But all I know that he has a paisan middle name. Yeah. And I understand he likes spaghetti too.
Well, I like lasagna.
That's Italian research. Yeah. All right.
And there's another one here.
Did you ever have a fist fight?
I didn't like fighting when I was growing up. And I had a lot of protection because I have an identical twin brother. He looks just like I do. And he protected me.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I had asthma. And I was picked on one day. And my brother found out about this. And he went over and he took care of this kid. And I never had a problem after that. I'm not a fighter. I fight with words. That's the only way I know how to fight. But like this.
You never got in a fist fight? You had to defend yourself.
Sure I did when I was a kid, but it's the memory is so far back.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't,
I'm a former professional boxer. And I teach in boxing.
Really?
Well, there's a lot of things you don't know about me, so watch it. And this man came to me and said, "Will you teach my son how to box?" And I says, "Okay, bring him to the gym. I'm going to teach him to box." So I said, "You're not going to know amateur fights or anything." I never knew why he wanted the kid to learn to box. I said, "I'll take you to an amateur fight, let you see a real fight." Here it found out that he had a brother, an older brother, who had what do you call it? He only had the mind of a 10-year, and he was like 20 years old. Okay. And the kids used to take advantage of him. So he wanted to teach his kid so he could protect his brother. You know. So later I find out here, this guy I was teaching about is a doctor now. And I went to the doctor and I said, I was teaching how to box. Wow. You know, and he told me why. You know. So what you're telling me is almost the same thing you had your brother defend you, you know. Right.
Well, it pays to have.
Well, what do you think of the bullying?
I hate it. I think that the bullies are going to get, what goes around comes around, and they're going to get theirs. So, you have to learn that, with the older, you and I can appreciate this because when we were kids, we did childish things. Now that we're grown up, we don't do childish things anymore. So the kids got to go through what they have to go through. Hopefully, they'll get through it. But today, they got guns and with the video games and all of that stuff, they're teaching them they're there 8 hours, 10 hours a day practicing. Now they get the real thing in their hand and they're going crazy. So that we have to stop.
Well, bullying is here. See, I referee professional fights. That's me. Fights
that's you? Wow.
Okay, yeah.
You had
and then I was teaching boxing, bullying. And the kids thought they were tough. I'd get down to the gym.
Wow, that's you?
And see who's a tough guy. Wow. This is Jimmy Young, who fought Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
And so I always thought you said put the prayers in the school, but I think put the boxing gloves in there too. Maybe you'll get rid of some of the bullies. This is Joe Frazier, myself, and Dave Zinkoff.
Wow, isn't that
And this
something?
is Dave Zinkoff also.
Wow,
okay?
Isn't that
so
something?
What I'm saying here is that we got people that are afraid to stand up. This is on the Mike Douglas show.
Wow.
This is now, I was refereeing a fight, and Muhammad Ali come in the ring, and he grabbed the mic, and he started saying, I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
And so the announcer, Dave Zinkoff for the 76, says, get the mic off of him. So I had to get the mic off of him, He was, and then here's Mike Tyson. I met him, and we gave him a little award before he got in all that kind of trouble.
Okay.
And after I took the mic off of Muhammad Ali, this is Yank Dorm, his manager.
Wow, wow.
But
that incredible?
But Muhammad, he was.
Look at that.
Now look at his hand. Now, I got a pretty big hand.
Yeah.
And when I have my hand over there, it just that's why when he was boxing, he was able to put him out there.
Yeah.
The same thing here.
Wow.
This is here, Skag Copman. You ever hear of Scott? Local guy in Norristown. He was like a legendary.
Really?
Yeah, he did a lot for the work in the community.
Okay.
And that was a soccer ball we had at Roosevelt Field. Over here, this is me, my brother Tony. And I was boxing middleweight, and he was a light heavyweight.
Wow.
And he fought 3 world champions.
Really?
And I didn't, Now this, when I go up to Valley Forge Army Hospital,
Yeah, look at
and
this.
I'd have this band go up there and play, you know. So, and then I had boxing. I'd have the little kids boxing.
Wow,
you know.
look at that.
And
What
that would
service.
we'd open the show. Here's at the 76er game in the center. You see the
Yeah.
store.
Wow.
So I have a lot of. Now here's back in 1952 when I first became a police officer in Norristown.
52.
1952.
That was before I was born.
I know. And here, look at that headline.
Wow.
What's it say?
Cisco teaching Negroes to box. Isn't
Right.
that so? Wow.
And see some of these names of the guys here. Some of them's a school teacher here. you know.
Really?
See,
Wow,
so
that's
you know,
incredible.
so I lived a town. I grew up with all this, you know.
Yeah.
And so when somebody comes in and starts saying, "Well, Norristown's bad," and everything, we are a community that it's a hug without a squeeze.
Yeah.
The time's going to come when it's going, boom, somebody's going to come in, big developers, show business, theater, restaurants,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
We got transportation coming in from all over, you know. So let that be a lesson to you. Okay, now what else? Tell me what else about yourself.
I think Norristown is a
Only
really
got a couple
good-
more minutes here. We're going to wrap it up.
I think Norristown is a great place to establish. I think there's a lot of opportunity here. I think there's some great people here. And I've been making a lot of good friends, and I'm looking forward to a wonderful time here in Norristown and being of service. We do provide for 12-step Christian meetings free of charge at the Norristown Hospitality Center every Tuesday night and Friday mornings.
Who's your big contact in Norristown?
I have no big contacts. I mean, I get myself around. I mean, I've met some people at City Hall, and so I'm doing a number of things. I'm working on the committee for the 200th celebration. We're going to have on the 23rd of June, we're going to have a gospel, jazz, and blues festival at Elmwood Park on the 23rd. Yeah. We're going to open up a time capsule on that day from 1902. And so we're going to have all our
I
friends
wasn't around
from the media.
1902.
No. But
Do you know?
So it's going to be exciting.
Do you know who the first black astronaut was?
The first black astronaut was a female?
Male.
A male? No. Who?
Dr. Harris.
No.
And I looked for the picture to come over. I was down in Texas at a conference, and I met him. I gave him a little Liberty Bell from Philadelphia, you know. But and his father's a minister, and now it's been about 12 years ago when I met him, and we had lunch together because I was at a conference. I was one of the speakers, and he told about how he was in the capsule, you know, and experience growing up and all. So this is what I like to hear. I want to hear success stories.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear how many times you were beaten up. You're beaten up, yeah. You got up and you get knocked down. Shame on if you stay down. You got to get up.
That's right.
Okay?
You want to hear success stories. That's where this comes into play. See this?
All right, tell me about that.
This is Reflections News Magazine. Positive news for a change. We only put news in here that's going to be helpful for an individual. So if you are a writer or aspiring writer and you have no place to get your material, call us. We could probably help you. We want to inspire not only the young, but also the old.
Right.
You know, when they get to a certain age, they retire.
Well, you got to
and
take
then
care of
they
the
don't
old
have to
guys.
do anything, you know. So we have a place for them too.
Okay.
It's all about supporting one another. That's
Okay, you know what? The half hour's over.
Already?
And I want to give you a little thing here. You can read it off here. You want to read it out there?
Sure, it says, thanks for being a guest on the Hank Cisco TV show. Comcast Channel 28, Verizon Channel 45.
Right.
NASD TV.
Right.
Thank you
That's
so
Norristown.
much, Hank.
Okay, thanks a lot for coming here.
And this is going to be for you. I'm going to give you this
Okay.
autograph book.
All right.
I got to
autograph it. Okay.
All right.
I'll give it a pencil. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for allowing us to come into your home. We try to get to the root of it. We're not here bobbing and weaving, powder puffing. We want to talk. We want to be able to talk and come out with creative ideas, how we can get along, you know. Diversity. I love it. I love diversity. I love all different kinds of food, Chinese, Italian, Greek, whatever, okay? And soul food, too, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again, keep bobbing and weaving, slip and slide, keep your trunks off the canvas, and may God bless each and every one of you.